Welcome back to another live stream. Today the goal is to practice the snatch and the clean jerk. So I would like to get up to 90 in the snatch and just work at that weight, do singles at that weight, then work up to 110 in the clean jerk for a similar concept, just to work more on the jerk than on the actual clean. So I don't know how much of both exercise or how many reps and stuff I'll do, but just to get up to that weight and just practice the motion. I'm going to try to do it without straps. If my hands start to get too raw, then we'll throw some straps on. But this is one of the days I kind of theorized adding in, and it kind of works out well for how the rest of my week will probably look. So tomorrow, potentially, I might be going up north to go home for July 4th, which means that I might stop in Columbus to train. I haven't decided that fully yet, but I want to at least set myself up for that possibility. And then Friday, I won't be training. Saturday, I'll go to Canton and do a training session, and then spend 4 hours driving home. So I know Sunday will be a light day, almost assuredly, but I'm hoping that lifting well or lighter today and well, of course, will help me lift heavy tomorrow potentially, and then give myself the opportunity on Saturday to be able to try some heavy weights. I do need to make sure I kind of do some grad work tomorrow before I leave, just to make sure that I'm still well ahead of everything, but I kind of want to continue that trend. And with the class that I did work in today, I listened to the videos for it and read the material for it. So ideally I would do all the assignments related to the material that I read and stuff tomorrow while it's still fresher in my head versus waiting till Sunday and after 7 hours of driving. So ideally I'd get that all done tomorrow, but kind of depends on how early I wake up. But in theory I don't have to go to Columbus tomorrow. I could wait till Friday and drive home then, because our festivities aren't starting till 4 o'clock. So for me it takes, if I left right from here to there, about 3.5 hours, a little bit less usually closer to 3:15. So it wouldn't be difficult to wake up and go, of course, or have a normal morning. It's always a little bit more difficult when you do family stuff at like noon, because then I have to get up really early and be on the road by like 8:30 to be there on time. And then usually, that means it's a holiday, so you're gonna hit traffic, and in Columbus you kind of just always hit traffic kind of no matter what. So it kind of doesn't matter too much, but I haven't touched the bar yet. What's up, Tech? Yep, gonna go see the parents. I don't know if my brother will be there, but my sister and her fiance will be there. It's at least to the invitation. It might be his mom. So my future, I don't even know what do you call the aunt-in-law, grandma-in-law. soon-to-be relative. I haven't met any of his extended family. I've met him a couple times. He's real nice. But um, my nieces, his children, so I guess my soon-to-be step-nieces, and nephew, one nephew. He has a couple kids. But I don't know where they're doing it at, if it's going to be at her house or at his. I'd imagine at her house, but it doesn't really matter to me. Because anytime there's stuff up there, I just drive to my parents' house and have them drive me around. So believe it or not, once you drive for 3 hours and 30 minutes, you don't really have a lot of motivation to be driving around more. I kind of want to just sit and be lazy. I always feel like I'm like kind of lethargic when I'm hanging out around my family, but it's always just because like I've just driven so much that morning or that day usually. Um, but if I do leave tomorrow, then in theory I'll have normal amounts of energy for Friday. But I don't know. It's a little. I keep going back and forth because it's not till 4 o'clock, and I don't mind hanging out with my parents, but I don't really want to drive, like rush and go to lift in Columbus, pay $25 just to, just to lift in Columbus. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to or not. My parents live north, in the same state that I live in Ohio. All my family lives in the opposite side of the state. I'm the oddball that moved out and stayed out. My sister lived in South Carolina for a couple of years, and then she moved back. Once I moved down here, I never came back. But I'm definitely not gonna take. The problem is not the drive. Like I actually do fine driving. I don't get like sleepy. It's like once I'm there, like once you've already expended that, I don't have like tons of energy once I've driven 3 hours. More so after. Maybe I should just take some right at the end. But no, ideally, what's nice about stopping in Columbus is that it's like it's almost exactly halfway. So it's not too, kind of splits up the drive, which is nice. But then I get to train at a nice gym and 2 different gyms, so could be fun. I haven't decided that fully though. The Canton gym, I'm almost positive that I'll want to train there. Uh, Mostly, honestly, like obviously I'm not going to drive home on July 4th at night. That sounds like a recipe to get hit by a drunk driver or something. But Saturday, early-ish in the afternoon, that sounds like a pretty good time. Then got nothing else to do other than drive home. Moved to Japan. That's pretty cool though. Yeah, I think all of my relatives like my immediate relatives live in Ohio, besides a grandpa that lives in Florida. But I think the closest relative that I have to Cincinnati is in Columbus. Most of the family's up by the lake or towards like that Youngstown area on the literal opposite side of the state. But one benefit of being down here is I'm far enough away where I can't really be called to do stuff. Like I can't, unless it's like important to go, like a holiday. Like I'm not going to be called over to like help move stuff on a random Tuesday because it's not possible for me to get there. But I'm not so far away where I can't actually drive. And as far as licensure stuff goes, it makes it a lot easier to still be a teacher when I'm in the same state, because then the licensure, of course, is valid on the whole state. If I were to be in a different state, I don't think it'd be a difficult process necessarily, but it would be a process. Being here is not too bad. Hold on, boys. friend back. I wasn't sure if he was going to the gym or not, but he had to fix something in his pool. So he's trying to be with me. I can find the space bar. Oh. Sure he's not expecting. Front squat max 235. Time to clean jerk it down. If you can front squat it, you can clean jerk it, right? Isn't that supposed to how it works? Isn't that how it works, though? Or blow some air. Try to anyway. There. Now, I might make the audio not sound as good, but I'd rather the phone have some air blowing towards it, if possible. Alright. Try to warm up. Everything hurts and I'm dying. I'm not the over to the side. Thanks, Obama. Ooh. So you can do 235. And you're getting close to being able to do probably like 210. Unless you already can. I'm going to redo the wraps and do the bar. Do that same kind of warm up with the bar again. Keep seeing my rabbits, friends. Every time I look outside, the rabbits are hanging around. So yeah, 235, you're above 100 kilos. Above 2 plates, too. next week you can do 315, and then 415 to 405 the week after that. Just keep adding 90 pounds a week. It's no problem. Is no problem. Also didn't take pre-workout today, so limiting myself in that regard, at least today. Straight off pure rage. Yeah. That's all you need. Although for me, I usually need 2 or 3. So I've had sessions where I just, had a normal coffee throughout the day in this train. I usually don't train too poorly relative to like what I was planning on doing, but caffeine just makes everything feel better. Just gives you that extra gusto. And obviously it does have exercise benefits as far as being able to exert more force. Caffeine is love, caffeine is life. My rector goes for it. We'll go 50, 70, 90. I will cheat and use thumb tape. Body feels full, but relatively loose. Said dips. You're obsessed with dips. You're possessed with them. But I don't think this is going to help my erectors, to be honest. From the front squat. And raw. My palms hurt. My palms hurt. can have dips. I'll take all the real lifts. Calisthenic, bro. Calisthenic, bro. I mean, if your squat got up, you probably wouldn't be able to do dips as well. That's how you can dip well. Ain't got no legs. Nothing weighing you down. Need that biological natural resistance addition. Oh, my snatch grip deadlift is taking off in the shorts. It's relative to my other shorts. I just feel like when I do heavy snatch grip deadlift, it always performs well. I don't know why. I guess because it's a anti-sumo deadlift. Just bottom heavy. I am bottom heavy. I'm built terribly for calisthenics. Longer limbs, big legs. Whole bakery. Got a whole kitchen. Destined not to be a calisthenic pro. Yeah, I mean, like, that's all they train is their upper body. They don't need any legs. And it would actually be bad for them to have big legs or bulky legs. I'm sure their legs are plenty strong, but their arms are big. They're also probably generally short, so it makes them look. They're obviously extremely muscular, but their limbs are going to be shorter. Probably not going to find a 5'11" male gymnast somewhere. Maybe in some country that doesn't have a good gymnastics program, you have some random scrub that's 5'11" doing some rings, finish in last place. Say legs are high responders. You only front squat 235. If they're high responders, you'd be front squatting more. I think you mean they can do a lot of cardio type work. Like front squat 235, they don't respond as well to work as you had hoped. 90 again for a singlet. I didn't double. I'm a liar, liar, plans for hire. You're not gonna like when I go look at my old videos and see how fast my squats went up. Not really that fast, but although front squats were always difficult for me to do to hold the front rack position. Back squats used to be ugly though. I really want to add weight, but I know that I want to work hard tomorrow. Like I want to go to Columbus and try to lift heavy tomorrow, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And actually, I just thought tomorrow, since I'm not lifting Friday, my Thursday session will have to have front squats in them. So that might be kind of like a extra, like 2 Saturday sessions. Thought about that. If I'm not training on Friday, which tomorrow would have been the front squat, snatch, push, press, jerks, and all of that. But I'll probably just do the classics. I do a classic training session. But do snatch, clean jerk, front squat, and then the snatch pulls. But I'm glad that I feel good and like want to go up. Like the weight's moving well, I'm catching it well. It's exactly the kind of session I need to do more than never. And not just like, oh, I feel good and just like go up every single time. But to have days where I'm moving this, not just because I could do more, but it's going to be beneficial for me to stay lighter to help with recovery, but also to get increased speed qualities from moving a lighter weight. And just practice. And a mental day off as well. Like I don't really have to be hyped up to be 90. I would hope not. Then to get Devin Townsend back in here. I don't know if I'm gonna do crazy volume, because Saturday is gonna be hopefully a good heavy day. But I'll do a bunch of exercises, get my money's worth. But I'm gonna do clean jerks now. Really hard not to want to go up either. I'm really surprised that I haven't taken caffeine, so I thought I really wouldn't really. My desires to be no. Yeah, I don't want to do the pulls today, so I guess less pulling this week. But Thursday, I guess regardless of whether I go to Columbus or not, but the session tomorrow will be the same whether it's here or there. But what will be nice is having Friday off entirely. I'll just be eating and relaxing. I don't imagine there will be adult beverages around. Cookout food. My sister's fiance cooks meat and stuff, and he does it like smokes the meat and stuff. It is so good. It's almost good enough for me to marry him. He cooked turkey for Thanksgiving. I've never been like against turkey for Thanksgiving, but I've never been like, oh yeah, I can't wait to have a turkey. I got bamboozled. I got like all the other good stuff and got some of the turkey, and I was like, I should have just got a whole plate of this stuff. It was so good. It's a little salty, but like when you smoked it, or when he smoked it, it was so unbelievably just delicious, juicy, and tender. I could have ate 2 pounds of it. It was shocking. Shocking how good it was. Shocking, I tell you. I think he smoked it. Because he had a smoker outside. I've never had fried Thanksgiving turkey, so I wouldn't know, but I'm pretty sure that he fried or smoked it. Smoked something, that's for sure. I don't know. Hey, similar with the turkey. Ah. Trying to think about my back foot a little bit more. Trying to get my feet out wide and Try to actually like push with my back foot so it's not flat. So we'll do 70 again, just go right to 110. Not too bad. I've got flexible ankles. Imagine having the same birthday as a turkey, man. Imagine sharing a birthday with a turkey. My birthday was the first day of school one year. That was diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Thankfully now the school year is pushed up enough to where it's always a couple weeks in. Actually, like, it's weird, like, I don't have that extra energy that I would have from caffeine, but, like, I feel pretty good. Which, I thought I'd honestly feel, like, really achy and stuff from the, all the lifts I did yesterday. We'll do 70 again, though. Training day's crazy. Or my plan's crazy. Well, it would only be crazy if I didn't want to do the lifts and then I was forcing myself to do them. But I'm motivated and like excited to train. And if I ever have a day where I really don't. And in the summer I haven't really had any of those days, but in the school year I'll have more. Just like a random day where it's just like I just want to sleep. I don't want to even like look at a barbell. And I just won't train. Like if I ever don't want to train, then I just don't. If I don't want to go heavy, then I don't. Like it's all purely for my own enjoyment. Obviously I want to get better, so you have to like push and do hard things, but if I ever have a day where I don't, and that's where I have the luxury, like if I train every day, I know like if I come out and like I am not in the right mindset or hurt or like, you know, it's just like everything's going awry. It's like I can just do the session the next day. Like I can just come back the next day and do it. So there's no like, well, I messed up this day one training and I have to wait, you know, to do it or whatever. Like I just do it the next day. Chances are you feel better the next day, but I don't know. I know with weightlifting there's not as much eccentric loading when you're doing the classic lifts, so the recovery time for them is a lot less than you know, squats and deadlifts and stuff. But you know, it's still there. But I don't know. I like lifting. I'm excited to train every day. and I'm glad it's. If I wasn't, and I just wouldn't. It's the only time I like. Oh, I don't want to train. It's like it's 9,000 degrees and I make the weight. But if it's like a really hard volume session, maybe I don't know. It's just like the same sort of normal like gripes with like, oh, I don't want to do like this difficult thing today or whatever. But I don't know. I always want to perform well so that I can continue to build. It's fun. Lifting be fun. Yeah, and it's about balancing that CNS fatigue and realizing that if you're going to have a difficult day of high intensity lifting, that the CNS fatigue the next day is going to be there. Like it doesn't magically go away, and you might still like cognitively feel fine, or even additionally feel physically okay the next day. But your CNS almost always will need an additional day to recover. The exception to that is very rare, like this Monday when I skipped a light day and just went to blocks. That was pretty rare to where I do a heavy session the day before, and then I come the next day and like I'm ready to go, and I'm like not just ready, like I kind of feel like it'd be cool. Like that's where I've had to fix my mindset. Is like I would have days where like, oh, it'd be cool if I could do this today, versus like I'm ready to do this today, and it's a distinction. Because you can want to do like a good lift, I record all my stuff or whatever. It's like I want to have this good lift or whatever. I want to do this lift, block snatches or whatever. It's like this lift is fun. I want to do it. I want to hit a good number. But it's different between having that like I want to do a good performance versus like I'm just ready to go. Like I really can't wait another day. Like, I'm ready just to hit weights, and that's how Monday was, which is pretty rare, especially, I didn't go light the previous day, but I know that fatigue is going to build throughout the week in some way, and there's going to be a cost to, multiple heavy sessions, and I'm trying to be preemptive with that with this session, because even today, I'm like, I'm ready to go, like, I'm ready to, like, the snatches, I was like, I want to do 100 for double, but, make 90 good, hit it for the good reps that I did, and then I'll do 110 for one or two singles, and take the win that is not getting hurt or making my recovery terrible, and putting myself in position to go hard tomorrow. One way or the other, whether it's here at Columbus. I didn't want to lift, I just wouldn't lift. I think usually the hardest sessions are the light sessions where I do like the muscle snatch and stuff. That's usually when I feel the worst. That's usually when I feel like death. But it's like, I know it's good just to move. Do that one more time. Okay. 3 or 4 days is enough to make progress, for sure. Really the big benefit that you can derive from more frequent training, particularly for Olympic weightlifting, is just more frequent practice and the spreading out of more volume. You don't need to have, like, you can have, I mean, if you think about kind of like how my training goes, there's really kind of main days that are heavy. I would say, like, the Saturday is a heavy day. The block snatch, another, and heavy in terms of could be intensity, but also volume, like difficult days. So, like, the heavy single day with snatch and clean jerk, back squat, pull, like, that's the craziest days. That's like one super day. But then, like, the block snatch day, it's heavy in a sense, but it's like, it's heavy more so for the snatch than for the cleans. Even if I go to like a heavy clean and push press, like, it's not 100% maximal strain. And then, like, the next day, it's the front squat is really the, you know, the snatch balance. It looks difficult, but it's not a really high fatiguing movement for like the next day. It's certainly difficult the day of, but it's more just difficult doing it. And same with kind of the jerks or whatever. It's not hard to recover from doing a jerk. It's hard to do it, but it's not hard to recover from it. But like the pulls and the front squats, those tend to fatigue me the most. Squats in general, pulls in general. It's just trying to make sure that those are somewhat planned, or you have realistic expectations for the day. Like, if I was trying to go to, you know, 100% max, I know, like, I went heavy on everything yesterday. I did a really heavy front squat, and it was pretty maximal. Like, chances are I'm not going to lift to 100% today. And just having those numbers that you know you can hit on a daily basis or on a frequent basis. And you just have to like lifting. I think that's most of it comes down to, the more frequent trainings. Like, you have to just enjoy doing exercise. Because even if someone came up and with a scientific paper said it wasn't as beneficial to train every day versus, you know, training 3 days a week, I still would train every day because I just enjoy it. And there is that aspect of it too that's hard to quantify. But as far as like a skill development, just being able to practice the lifts more frequently is just good. And it prevents, or it doesn't necessarily prevent, but it allows me to not necessarily have to do like 10 doubles in a session of the snatch, or, you know, to do like a crazy volume in the snatch or clean on any particular day, because I'm going to get that volume just accruing it throughout the week. A little bit not as true for like squats. It's probably better to have more of that volume kind of condensed on a day versus more frequently doing that. But like, if I'm fresher, in theory, for a snatch or a clean and jerk, then I can do I can better technique with it, better speed. And then if I do it more frequently, then I have less of that fatigue. Like, if I was doing like 3+3 clean plus jerks, like, it's more of just training of just trying to get muscles. Like, it's not really building the skill as much, just beating yourself up. But not that those, you know, complexes and stuff are bad or anything, but I've never really, I've done, you know, higher rep sessions and stuff, but then you're just really beat up the next day. Like, I'd much rather do a 3x3 in, say, a snatch 2 days in a row versus doing 6 sets of 3 on one day and then not having to train the next day. And that's always been my philosophy. It's like, why would I do all the volume in one day and I can do it over 2 days and get to train twice? Like, I was like, I get to train twice. That's always been like, it's like my buddy when I was starting was telling me, it's like, you know, with weightlifting, you take shorter rest and you got to train more frequently and train more often. And I was like, I've already was sold on it. It's fun. I was like, I don't have to sit for 10 minutes between sets and I can just go. It's like, I get trained every day and it not be bad. Like, you can do weightlifting every day and make progress 100%. Powerlifting is a lot more difficult because, I mean, there's only so much you can do every day. Which I would argue, if I was training a powerlifter, I think it'd be really interesting to see if they had, say, like a 3-day a week of their main lifts of normal powerlifting training, but then 2 of the other days were like power snatch and a power clean and jerk day, or like push press or something, to get that aggressive just speed in there. That'd be really interesting to see the balance, or like how that would impact their training, especially for like a natural powerlifter. It'd be a little bit trickier for a guy that's benching like 600 pounds to do a snatch or whatever, but for an average power lifter, it'd be kind of interesting to see the impact of that. I would imagine that training in a more athletic fashion in general would have some sort of positive correlation, kind of like band work and speed work and stuff, but alas, I don't get paid the big bucks. Yeah, and I suppose that's a big thing too, is like, you can look at other people and like see the numbers that they're at, but it's like, I've hit good numbers, and even like, you know, this past, even yesterday, like that 135 and the one, it's like, I'm clearly not getting weaker, and I've always kind of trained like this, and as long as you adequately recover, and for me, I'm not like in a caloric deficit really, so if I was dieting super hard, then I'd probably still train frequently, but like the intensity would have to drop a lot, you know, if you just recover a lot worse, but it's a balancing act, and, you know, in some sense, you'd like, well, if you train less, you have to look like, I'm probably not ever going to. I'm probably just always going to train every day. even if I don't lift, like, I'll probably still do exercise every day, so I enjoy it. Alright. Easy peasy. Oh. Yeah, and it also, I always kind of train every day, regardless of whether I had a home gym or not, but it certainly makes now training every day a lot easier. It's a lot easier to take a day off or have an excuse to not train on a day when you have to, you know, if I had to drive 30 minutes to the gym every day, like, that's a lot of driving, it's a lot of time to spend in the car and gas to spend and stuff, so it'd be a lot easier to take days off if that was the only place to go to train, especially for like the muscle snatch and overhead press day. It's like, I could probably not do those days and not really notice a difference at all, but if I have the facilities, and I have plenty, I have this platform and the one in my house, I have every way to train at the house, then there's never really a reason to take a day off. I would say for like practical reasons, if someone doesn't have like facilities at their house to train, or like to do anything, not even just like do everything like I can do, but like to do any sort of training at the house, then probably is better to take a day off and go for a walk, or, you know, do some sort of other physical activity, because it's just gonna take time to, you know, go and spend gas. Like, I don't have to buy gas to drive out, you know, walk out here. I don't have to drive out to my backyard. So the time commitment is much less. Obviously, financially, it's a lot cheaper as well. And it takes a lot of the pressure off. If I drive 30 minutes and I lift poorly, I always feel a lot worse than if I come out here and lift poorly. Because I've already like committed to driving 30 minutes. And if I lift really bad for like a half hour, then it's like, well, I already had to drive 30 minutes, and now I got to drive back and sulk for 30 minutes, and it's not fun with that. Which those sessions are going to happen no matter what context you're training in, but it's very annoying to that. But if I come out here and I like warm up for like, you know, 20 minutes, I'm like, it's just, I think I had that like 2 weeks ago where the block snatches I just started doing, like it's just not happening. I just left. I was trained for like 20 minutes, and you can't, I mean, I can at the gym, but like you feel a lot worse when you have to drive 30 minutes home after driving 30 minutes there, when you like train for 20 minutes versus out here I can just walk back in the house, be showered and eat, and at the same time it would take me to drive home. She's the best benefit. I got very lucky that this house had a nice shed like this, and of course you bench every day. You probably just do dips every day. You should squat all the day. You should squat every day. But I said it's a. Oh, this bottom is starting to peel. That's not nice. I guess this tier shoe kind of is junk. The other one looks. Yeah, the other one's pretty good. Huh. How much they cost? I might send Tier a message. Cause that's not good adhesive quality. They shouldn't really break down off the bottom. Like I don't expect the chrome or the white like whiteness of the shoe to not to stay clean and whatnot. But you kind of expect the adhesive to perform a little bit better. It's a good thing I have 4,000 pairs of shoes, though. Well, that's the thing is, I have that shoe goo or whatever to put on it, but like, they're a company that if it was these Addy Stars that I got, you can see I have it on there. Like those, like if I really wanted these to look nice, I'd have to take it to a cobbler and have them really look at it, but. Why would I, like a shoe I just, relatively recently bought, should last more than a year, especially for how much they cost. And I like them too, they're comfortable, that's the more annoying part, but it's not like super floppy, but it's a little concerning. A little concerning. Maybe they have a warranty or something with it. I don't know. But that's all the training I'm doing today, so I'm going to go in and eat some food. So, yeah. But I guess you'll know when I know if anything happens of it. But, I mean, they still work for now. I'll still use them for currently. So, I'll see you later, Dan.